Hello, my name is Lee Wright. I'm the author and creator of the Grand Mystic Saga. My first book, The Emerald Scepter of Light Part 1, is now available for purchase at Barnes& Noble and Amazon.com. Uh, Links to these will be in the description box below. On the previous two videos, we went over some of the basics of the things that you need to play Dungeons & Dragons. And we also went over the different races and the classes. And we chose our own race and class for our character, Braden. He is a human wizard, and the next step to character creation is ability scores. Okay, so on page 12 of the player's handbook, it goes over the ability scores and what each one of them is used for. So you've got strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Now, strength is basically how hard you can swing your sword, how hard you can fist fight, arm wrestling, basically just brute force. Dexterity is your agility, your reflexes, your balance, your ability to move quietly. Constitution is your health and stamina. Basically, your constitution bonus is going to be added to your HP every time you level up, so it's important. Then you got intelligence and wisdom. And the difference between intelligence and wisdom is intelligence is like your logic, your problem solving, your ability to reason. And wisdom is the knowledge of the things that you've learned throughout your lifetime. So things that you know about stuff. Charisma is your confidence, your charismatic ability to barter on the price of something, your ability to charm somebody, or even intimidate somebody, or persuade. Okay, so in order to assign an ability score, you have to roll for the scores. So you take 4 6-sided dice, and you roll, and then you add the 3 highest numbers together for your total score. So I rolled a 6, a 4, a 4, and a 3. So the 3 highest numbers would be 6, 4, 4, which is 14 total. So my first score would be 14. I'm going to do this 6 times total and write down all 6 scores on a piece of paper. So what exactly is a score and what exactly is a modifier? A score is the total number that you rolled on the dice whenever you made the roll. So 14 was my score. The following table is used to determine what modifier is used with what score. So if you look on the table, I have a 14 for my first number, so that gives me a +2 for my modifier. The next thing you want to do is assign your ability scores according to your character's class. Example, if you're a rogue, dexterity would be your highest score because they use dexterity a lot. They're sneaky, they have to move silently, they have to hide, things like that. Pickpockets and open locks all calls for dexterity. Our character, however, is a wizard. So let's turn to page 113 in the player's handbook and go to the paragraph that says quick build. You can make a wizard quickly by following these suggestions. First, intelligence should be your highest ability score, followed by constitution or dexterity. If you plan to join the School of Enchantment, make charisma your next best score. Second, choose the sage background. Third, choose, and then it lists some spells that you should choose. So, intelligence, then constitution, and then dexterity. So the numbers that I ended up with are 14, which is a +2, 13 +1, 10 +0, 12 +1, and then I had an 8, which was a -1. So according to the book, intelligence would be my highest, so I'm going to give that a 14 and a +2 on my modifier. Constitution is next, so that'll be my 13 with a +1. Dexterity is next, so I'll give that my 12 +1. Okay, now looking at this, my negative, I'm probably going to do that on my charisma. I'll give that the 8, which is a -1, because I don't think I'll use charisma a whole lot as a wizard. Wisdom's going to be my next one that I choose. 10 +0. And then an 11, which is +0. Well, that's it. Now you have all of your ability scores and mods, so you can now fill out the rest of your character sheet. We're going to do one more thing today before we end this video. We're going to figure out what your HP or your hit points max total is. For those of you who do not know, your hit points is your health. When your hit points reaches 0, you become unconscious in battle. Every round that you go without being healed, you go 1 in the hole. -2, -3. When you reach -10, you're dead and the game's over. So it's imperative that you always keep your HP full. The last thing that you want to do after you've spent all this time creating this character is have him die and the game be over for you. So you always need to watch that. Okay, now we're going to turn to page 113 in the player's handbook. First thing that you need to find is what your hit dice is for your character. Every class has a different hit dice. And what a hit dice is what you roll to determine your HP when you level up. That's what the dice you'll roll to level up. As a wizard, his is a 1d6, 6-sided dice. So to find out your HP every time you level up, you will roll your hit dice and add your Constitution modifier to what you roll, and this will give you your total HP. But as a dungeon master on level 1, I always offer the team the option of taking a given number. Example, let's just look at the wizard Braden. Okay, his hit die is 1d6, as I said. His Constitution modifier is a +1. So his option is he can take a natural 4 instead of rolling the dice, which will give him a total of 5 when you add your Constitution mod. So 5 is the max that he can get if he takes the natural number. If he rolls the dice, he could roll a 5 or a 6 and get a higher number than the 5. But what's the chances that he's going to do that? More than likely, he's going to roll less. So I'll leave it up to the players, completely their choice. But today we are just going to take the 4 and add the 1 for a total of 5 HP. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to purchase a copy of my book if you get a chance, The Emerald Scepter of Light, Part 1. Also, check out my TikTok and my YouTube channels. Links are in the description box below. Thank you all. Have a blessed night.